So that's one of them. We just learned from the electrical workers that a lot of them are nearing retirement age, and the utilities and the electrical workers have told us these are jobs of the future, especially if we invest in the smart grid and new transmission capacity, which some of the utilities are doing. So some of the training really needs to go into that area for this whole new generation of electrical workers that can be part of that. Well, so that's a piece.
I think, and is that a separate bill?
That is probably a separate part of the training piece that we're looking at.
Well, yeah, everywhere we go, this particular story about this kind of demographic cliff that we're about to go over in terms of our line workers and just all the workers in our electrical sector are they just seem to be a generational cohort.
Right.
Like half of them are going to retire in 5 years. Well, that's sad, but at the same time, it's a tremendous opportunity. You know, we can go to our high schools and say, look, there's going to be real jobs. And some of these jobs are paid quite well. Right. I mean, quite well. A line person, a line man or a line woman, a line person in California makes like 80, something like that. Right. I mean, that's
like 60 or 70 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's without a college degree, just with good training and been on the job for a while. That's family supporting, and and it's not make work is going to be a need. There's going to be a need anyway, but then as you say, we're going to actually finally get smart with our grid. It's so funny, you watch these old movies from like the 1940s and people walking down the street and those same little wires are hanging up there. It's like, I wonder if those are the exact same wires that we have now, like there's not a single other thing in the movie that's the same. The cars are different, the clothes are different, the phone's different, everything's different. The same, it's those little black wires up there. Can we get something a little smarter? Can we have a little bit of advancement there on the energy transmission side? So if we go that way, then you're talking about IT intersecting.
Right.
And then you're in a whole other ballgame. I think that's going to be really exciting.
And that's where Washington's already a leader, so I think that can be a positive.
Yeah. No, in terms of IT.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I heard a lecture on this stuff, and it's like, imagining everybody with a two-way meter in their home. You could, sell power onto the grid, buy it off. You got a solar panel on your house, or these new vertical wind turbines in your backyard. Everybody's a producer. You can move those clean energy electrons wherever they need to go. I think that's a big game changer.
So we did the net metering quite a while ago, and I think people are still starting to catch on to the fact that you can. We did net metering, yes, several. I used to be the chair of the Energy Committee in the Senate, so we did that several years ago. But it's still, I think there's still it's a small. I think there are a small group of consumers that really understand that they can hook up and can run the meter backwards. Our public utilities here are very involved in this, so that's an exciting development. We have more public utilities than most states, so they're nonprofit people elect the directors of the utility, and their PUD building, which is just a couple blocks away, it's got solar panels on the roof, even though they mostly use hydropower, and they run the meter backwards with the solar powers, even here in rainy Olympia, so it's great.
Well, that's good. And do you think it's like mainly a public education question around getting other people excited?
I think so. I also think that there's more we can do to have utilities working, to have them more involved in utilizing their resources. And they already do audits. They have programs. They're good programs, but they're on such a small scale compared to what they could be. So part of our goal is to get this beyond the small scale that's currently there, kind of to the next level, and also the weatherization of low-income houses, but also moving into the middle class. It's almost like there's a gap there because the more affluent houses can do the investments, take the tax credits, and sometimes for the people who qualify, they can get the weatherization, but there's kind of a big gap of people in the middle that haven't had much access.
Yeah. Well, I think that's right. Now we're in conversation with the laborers union, and they are really interested in getting into the residential weatherization, energy efficiency, retrofits, because right now the energy service corporations are doing a pretty good job of getting some of the big low-hanging fruit, the big buildings, the hospitals, the city halls, that kind of stuff. replacing the light bulbs and the with LEDs on in terms of the traffic lights and all that stuff is great, but it actually doesn't create that many jobs, and it doesn't drive those savings into homes where people really need to see some green solutions that save them money. Because right now all the green solutions are like, oh, it's going to cost me more to buy a hybrid, it's going to cost me more to put a solar panel up. The energy efficiency, those are green solutions that actually save people money. I think that's important to bring in a whole new constituency of people for green. Well, the laborers union wants to figure out a way to do that work and to do it at kind of living wage, and they would have 2 tiers, for of wages for residential and then for everything else. So it actually would come down in price. That would give, I think, cities and utilities the opportunity to be more aggressive, to say, look, we're going to do this whole neighborhood, or we're going to do this whole city, and every homeowner is going to get a chance to get these energy efficiency services, and we know the work's going to be good.
Right.
We know that we know the wages are going to be right. We know the workers are going to be really well trained, and we just had this conversation with them. They're very interested in this. So I just trying to figure out ways to get this stuff to ordinary people. That's my main passion.
And we have in Washington, we're expanding our apprenticeship programs. So the apprenticeship programs bring the young people in directly from high school or community college into the labor apprenticeship. And what we've done is create some, I guess you'd call them mandates, for public jobs and for other kinds of approaches that mandates the use of apprentices. So that gets them into the training that then they can move up to the journeyman or woman level.
Journey person.
Journey person. All right, great.
So who are you guys? I don't know you.
No one really.
No, my name is Van. I'm from Oakland. What's your name?
My name is Annette. I work for Rosa Franklin.
Well, oh,
And
good.
that's where we're going right now.
Head to Senator Franklin's office
go.
next.